Hey folks, Duke CT here, back once again with you see the headset. See how it works and everything. Because this webcam mic's a bit too sensitive, and I want to try something new and different. So hopefully, if you like this look and everything else, comment and everything else, comment, video response, whatever. Anyway, let's talk about the main thing. About the ending of lockdown and everything else. Don't worry. I may do a review of Lockdown because this looks really a contrast of what a good crowd does and what happens when a bad crowd and everything else. Because believe me, that was a horrible crowd tonight watching TNA Lockdown. In fact, personally, I didn't watch most of Lockdown anyway because it was getting so bad. I skipped off most of it. I just went downstairs and actually watched Game of Thrones a lot. And trust me, that was actually a pretty good episode. But it kept my attention mostly. Anyway, no. Alright, moving on. Let's get into TNA Lockdown, the main event. Rude and Storm. I have to say, both of these guys had a really good match. The crowd just completely died. I mean, the crowd was alive in some moments, but it was just so freaking bland. It was like, it felt like to me it was a house show. That's what I felt like. It felt like a house show. And that's what you shouldn't have during a, during pay-per-view and everything else. Like, you know what? Scratch that. It's not a house show. Because at least I've been to a couple house shows, and believe me, some WWE house shows, and they are completely they cheer and everything else. But it was just felt like one of these house shows that no one shows up to. It was like there was no one there in the arena. No one really cared. It's a shame because this actually was a pretty good match, and the crowd did get somewhat alive during it. But the thing is about the finish. And you know what? This comes to my pet peeve about two things. One is the pet peeve about the whole escaping the cage crap. Let me set this thing up before I get into my pet peeves. Rude and everything else is bloodied. He's standing over the edge of the, he's standing over the door of the cage. James Storm, gives him the last call, kicks him out of the cage, and everything else. And then he comes out and says, "Ding ding, the winner, Bobby Roode retains the belt." I'll get to the reason why that's stupid later. But first, I want to get into the reasons why I don't like the whole escape cage. To me, I feel that the best cage matches are the ones that you can't escape from. I mean, to me, one of my favorite matches was America's Most Wanted versus Triple X. And even though they had the guys escape the cage, they said, you know what, it didn't matter. Because the only time you had to do was submission and pinfall. Those were the best type of finishes. I mean, it really settled things. To me, escaping the cage has always been a complete detriment. It's like, it's not like it's just lazy. I mean, to me, if these two guys are having some sort of a feud, just a blade all-out feud, to me, escaping the cage, to me, takes away from that. Like, they're gonna beat somebody down and then escape. And that's it. Like, run away from them. That to me does not scream vengeance and everything else. I beat you in the cage, but by leaving. To me, that doesn't really sound really as a complete concrete victory. To me, if you leave the cage with a pinfall and submission, it always betters your case. It always springs out that you're the better man. It says this ends with you. This believes that you are the better man. You leave the person bleeding, beaten down, laid out, kick the head, or whatever way to finish the match. You beat them, 1, 2, 3, that's it. That's what I think should be cage matches. So if I'm wrong, comment, video response, whatever. Maybe just call me an old fogey or whatever. But yes, I had a haircut. If you haven't noticed already. And another thing, let me get into this, the way the match finished. My thing is this. They built this thing up for 6 months and what have you. They built Lockdown and everything else for this. Is Rude's reckoning. And Rude gets away with this. I'm sorry, but I don't see the whole let's build and everything else and all that good stuff. To me, it's just not going to help things in the long run. The whole storyline was built from Rude getting his comeuppance at Lockdown. And quite honestly, I'm getting a little tired of Rude at the champion at this point. I mean, what else can he do? What are the challenges who's going to face? Who is Rude's going to face now? I mean, he already beat Storm twice. I'm sorry. It just seems to me that there's no real reason why that Rude and Storm should face again in another gimmick old match. It just doesn't make any sense. But then again, it's TNA. In fact, the only person I do see, maybe Crimson or Matt Morgan, but I think Matt Morgan's on the way out. That's what I feel. That's my last video besides. But you know what? Honestly, I get this scary notion that it's going to be Crimson. No, not Crimson. No, not Crimson. I wouldn't mind Crimson winning the title. But you know what? It's going to be Garrett Bischoff. Garrett, whatever. Garrett Bischoff is going to win the world title on Impact. I just got this feeling they're going to come back. The Rude's going to come in us. Garrett Bischoff's going to tell him to shut up, and Rude's going to laugh and say, Hogan's going to come out. He says he's going to make the championship match between two. Rude's like, man, please, I face everybody else. And then somehow, by some fluke, Garrett Bischoff's going to take the pin. He's going to pin him by using a schoolboy, what have you, and he's going to win the world title. That's what's going to happen. Or James Storm's going to win the title on Impact because, hey, TNA doesn't give a damn about pay-per-views anymore. So I would not be surprised if they did that. That's the problem with this company, They build these things up, and then when they when they do have these matches, and when they do have these things, they just they fumble the ball, and it's a shame because it's a real shame because people really would love to cheer for James Storm and everything else. They want to believe in this guy winning a championship. And Lockdown is one of your big pay-per-views. And this is about finality in the cage. To me, that should be it. Lockdown should be the way to finish things off. If you have any lingering feuds at Bound for Glory, this should be the way to end them. How's that? I mean, I'm not waiting for Slammiversary to end this feud. For me, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time and a waste of energy. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Duke CT here. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.